Boom, what's up? Happy Monday. It's Dominic D'Angelo of adfreeshows.com, SEScoops.com, and brassringmedia.com. And just like the lower third says, I'm here with Mr. Robert Karpelis, WE Creative _ish. Robert, happy Monday to you, man.
Happy Monday. So excited to be here with all of you to talk whatever it is that we're talking about today. I'm excited. I know there's a Raw preview. There was SmackDown last weekend. There was Triple Mania happened this past weekend. And we'll start it off by saying hi to the fine folks. Dre Owens says, hey, R&I, is this a Collision recap or a Raw preview? No, Scott Chaplin's not here, so this will not be a Collision recap show.
Yes.
Alt Jake says, good after morning. The Wrestling Old Head killed it on Spaces with me last night. The video is up on my YouTube page. All right. I didn't mean to read a promo for somebody else, but here we are. This is what happens when I don't read things off. Wrestling Old Head says, kicking off the week similar to how Omos almost kicked Microman into the fourth row. Good day, friends. Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. Willie Thornbrew says, I have to admit, Triple Mania was good, really good, and Adam Goodman demands a Demonito on Raw tonight. Here's where I'm starting with all this here.
Let's go.
WWE has had AAA in its portfolio since Mania. That was the big buzz. That was the big. I remember waiting in line to get into WrestleMania and hearing did you guys hear what WWE did? And we were curious to see what this new version of AAA was going to look like. And it really felt like the WWE put its fingerprints onto a decidedly Mexican show in ways that complemented it rather than it being a total overhaul. You know, the super old wrestling fans that think back to, the Black Saturday when Vince came in and took over the Mid-South Territory time slot, or the Georgia Championship Wrestling time slot, and presented WWF programming. People go, what the hell is this?
Yes.
It felt like a situation where WWE utilized its production skills to its fullest capacity. The commentary team was a little, it was Corey Graves, JBL, and Conan. And putting aside my own feelings of Conan there, Corey Graves is a guy who can adapt to any situation and do a great job in presenting it. JBL is a great commentator. And obviously has an understanding of what goes on there in AAA and what it takes in Mexico. They also leveraged and utilized Rey Mysterio throughout the show. And I think back to my tenure at WWE, going back 20 years now, and there was talk of if we could build region-specific promotions and utilize the talent in those areas, and Rey Mysterio in Mexico was one of them. So it makes complete sense. You're there, you put him out there. Living in South Florida, when I would go to the shows in Miami, you always have The Rock, because that's Miami, that's The Rock. You want to utilize who you have that's over, and we're going to see that this weekend with Forbidden Door, Dom.
Right, we are going to see that with Forbidden Door. Yeah. People are going overseas. They're going to be in London at the O2 Arena. And wow, it's quite the card they have lined up. I just interviewed Kip Sapien. We talked for about 20 minutes, covered some good ground. He actually revealed something personal about him that he never revealed on air. So there's something to look out for. That's going to be on Brass Ring Media.
He had never revealed how much he hates talking to you. I feel like that would have been discussed.
Well, he did get pretty personal. So it kind of cut a little deep. So be sure to keep your eyes peeled for that.
I'm excited for that. But yeah, I think some of the big things with Triple Mania that's sort of interesting is they created the WWE version of moments. And that's always been the differentiator with WWE and other companies, is that they have that innate ability to do something that's going to get talked about or seen elsewhere. The number of people who sent me Omos, like Omos was one of the big things being talked about coming out of the weekend, and the way that he demolished Microman, fantastic.
Yes.
It's it's fun, it's goofy, it speaks to the heart of wrestling. Obviously, Finn Balor producing his own puppet.
Yes.
Life doesn't get any better than that in terms of pro wrestling, does it, Dom?
No, look, I think you said it right too. It's like they did not overhaul the aesthetic, feel, culture of AAA Lucha Libre and what people were expecting of it, but they have done a very good job. And I think this was show. I didn't get to watch it, but from what I saw, like the incorporation of WWE into it enhanced it. And at the same, but did not take away from what people expected from Lucha Libre and that vibe that they give off. So I was all for this stuff. Like the buzz going around, almost that's what you want to get. If you're WWE, you want to get a name that you didn't expect to get over here, and like the pairing with Microman is great stuff. And yeah, it builds these talent and characters up, and you cast that wider net outside an international net. And I think it's you bring in even in your national audience to the outside of Mexico and all that stuff. It's really well done, I think, Robert.
I think it was smart. I think the other thing that people were sort of talking about was Vikingo
Mhm.
getting booed a little bit at the end of that show. I think part of that is because Dominic Mysterio, for being a heel, is just so damn entertaining. And the fact that WWE sent down Judgment Day to be a part of this, obviously, you had El Grande Americano, multi El Grande Americanos,
Mhm.
Los Grandes Americanos running around there as part of that match, plus the LWO. Obviously, you had Dragon Lee in the match. And then AJ Styles making an appearance there to cost Dom. Was it a lot of gaga? Was it a lot of shenanigans? Sure. But if you were in that crowd, you got to see sort of more than you were expecting from WWE. And that's always been something they've been about, which is you want to over deliver. And guys,
Hey,
hey, if you're looking to over deliver, can we talk to you about our friends at Blue Chew? Guys, enter the room dick first. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet, it's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, and longer lasting, like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. She's not going to be talking about your microman. She's going to be ogling your omas because this isn't about legacy. It's about third legacy. Give her group chat something to talk about. When you lay it down, they're talking about how it gets up. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options at bluechew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use promo code RUMOR at checkout and pay $5 shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this South of the Border episode of Rumor and Innuendo.
underlay. Hey, Robert.
What?
Another aspect that I think should be taken away from AAA, Triple Mania, was Natty Neidhart, as she gets to showcase that new persona of herself that we have not seen, and I think people are really buzzing about that after this weekend as well.
Yeah, and Natty has done the thing that old promoters always said. Jim Ross always uses the expression that went to go learn a new hold.
Yeah,
She is someone who absolutely can reinvent who she is as a performer, and she has done so. She's created a more vicious, a more bankable character than what we've seen over the last few years. This is someone who's had to overcome a lot of bad creative. I think farting Natty is in the Hall of Shame for the history of professional wrestling, but you're seeing this with some talent where when they get a chance to be in a different environment, they get a chance to kind of spotlight who they are. Curious to see what happens with our friend Karrion Kross if he winds up doing the same on the Indies. Cardona has obviously reinvented himself on the independent scene, and be kind of fun to see what happens with Natty, especially given the flux of the women's division right now on Raw.
right. That's another aspect to think about. And hey, we might see a little bit of that tonight. Raw is taking place on Monday as it usually is, and
Breaking news here from Dominic D'Angelo. Monday Night Raw taking place on Monday night.
guess where from, Robert? Do you know?
Poughkeepsie. No idea.
Kind of close. Philadelphia.
Oh, I've
My
heard of
old stomping
Philadelphia.
grounds. My old stomping grounds. We have on tap. It is Seth Rollins, and yes, the Vision are set to appear. What do you expect to see from Seth and his crew? And the what do they call Bronson Reed now? The Tribal Thief. The
The
Tribal.
tribal thief with the Shula Fala,
Hmm.
uh, great former Dolphins coach, Don Shula Fala. But
That's right.
y- Raw right now is kind of setting up the Clash in Paris, which has a series of fake matches. And I
Hmm.
say fake matches in the sense that we got to give the audience in Paris something to talk about, something to see. But there won't be much of any real consequence going on that show. I think, first of all, you've got this fatal four-way match, which is a great big flashing red light to say creative doesn't really have anything planned for this show. They're being kind of lazy, and we're just going to give you a bunch of names.
Hmm.
So rather than do Seth Rollins versus CM Punk again, or throw Jey Uso and sacrifice him, or make anybody have to sit through an LA Knight main event. We're just going to give you all three. And it's a fatal four-way, which means there's no disqualification, no count out. So you can get Seth a win without really hurting anybody. And Bronson Reed is most likely going to wind up locking up with Roman Reigns because they've already announced that Roman's going to be in Paris. And I guess he wants to get his shoes back.
You got to get those shoes back, man. You can't just let them hang on Bronson there. Jeez. Well, we are going
Yeah,
to get Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso tonight, so should
we
be.
are going to get Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso, which is one of those matches where you feel like you've now seen it 15, 16, 17 times, but it's not bad.
No.
And, I know folks have been mad the last few weeks. There hasn't been a decisive finish on Raw. I don't think we're going to get a decisive finish on this one. I
No.
don't want, if I'm them, I'm not pinning Braun Breaker willy nilly.
No.
And Jey Uso is probably a guy who shouldn't be taking pinfall since the momentum he had a few months ago has stalled a little bit since losing his world title. So I do think you need to kind of elevate him up. I think a big schmaz, a big brawl across the board, not a bad idea, not a bad way to conclude the show. Someone who won't be part of Monday Night Raw is Sami Zayn.
Yes, he moved over to SmackDown.
He did
What do you,
Mo over to Smack. Is he a Mexicool?
did I just say Mo? I
You
meant
said Mo.
I moved. I moved.
It's like
Over to
Nickelodeon guts. Mo.
Mo. Let's go to leaderboard. Mo. Yeah. What do you think of Sammy going to SmackDown?
I love that you were trying to. It's like the hamster fell off the wheel there for a second, and then got right back there. By the way, breaking news: Raw going to be on a Monday night tonight. Huge.
Yeah. Hey,
You
did
heard
you
it
know
first
that?
from Dom.
That's all right.
Sammy on SmackDown is an interesting way to distract from, I guess, Cody taking a little bit of time off to go film the Street Fighter movie without taking too much time off. We're not going to get Drew McIntyre and Cody at the next PLE, which is what I had sort of speculated that we were going to see that somewhere down the road. And Cena, not a week in, week out guy on SmackDown. So you did sort of need a new top tier babyface. And you look at the roster on SmackDown, you can't make Jacob Fatu 1A right now. It's a little
Mhm.
early to go down that path. And he also can't really feud with Cody.
Mhm.
And the only guy that's left is Solo. And we just saw a whole bunch of Jacob Fatu and Solo. So you need somebody new for Solo. Solo has shown with the MFTs, it's a solid act to anchor Friday Night SmackDown.
Mhm.
And as long as you've got Drew there, who's angry and wants to be world champion and keeps reminding people that he wants to be world champion, you've got that heated up for when Cody Rhodes returns. But in the interim, you can get a few weeks out of Sami Zayn and Solo feuding. Jimmy Uso, not really in a position to be the 1A right now. I don't think that's a controversial take. And a lot of what's fueling SmackDown elsewhere is the tag division.
Mhm.
And Hunter, much like Vince, tag division is never going to be your main spotlight. So I'm totally fine with letting Sami Zayn kind of run wild a little bit on Friday Night SmackDown.
Would
And
you do a call up though from NXT? Get somebody like an Obafemi or somebody to really shock kind of the system over there, and
no,
kind of.
that's a knee jerk panic
You
reaction when
think
you start
so?
calling guys up. I think when you've got the draft has been a somewhat tried and true way over the last few years to elevate some folks. But I think moving Sammy over to SmackDown, he's a good guy to have waiting in the wings because there is a world in which Cody can lose that title potentially to Drew, and then Sammy's there to step in and win it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you turn Sammy heel at some point down the road, and he can then be the guy to go after Cody. So I think on Raw right now, there's a little bit of a traffic jam.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a lot of guys that are sitting at the top. Obviously, you've got Jey Uso at the top. You've got CM Punk there. Roman has kind of returned in some capacity. LA Knight, it's clear they did not want him being the face of SmackDown.
Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah.
Not a bad call, not a wrong call, by the way. I don't see that guy as a 1A. I really think that he's fine as an upper mid card guy. He's a guy who can go after an intercontinental title. He can go after a U.S. title. He is not your world champion. He is not your top name on the marquee.
Right. Well, there's going to be some title shift, and potentially tonight, Naomi is going to make an announcement. And after we have not seen her, she was not. She was taken off the card last week, and so looks like we might have a vacated title on Raw coming up here, Robert.
It's unfortunate, but I think there's a small contingent there that's going to be happy with the fact that they, not happy, but it's taking the title off of Naomi and being able to refocus on a Rhea Ripley, Io Sky mini feud or something like that without really deflating Naomi's run or having her slide back down the card.
Right.
It does feel like they were teeing up Kairi Sane and Asuka to be a heel duo, so maybe they're going to unite against Rhea and Io.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And also, there's a comment here from Jonas Veer. Veer is near. And he says, Robert, with the utmost respect, please don't reveal Big Brother results again. Not all of us overseas watch on a Thursday. You spoiled last week's eviction.
Robert, no.
Well, in my defense, I didn't realize there was an international delay because Big Brother does air live. So I thought that it was a live across the globe situation.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that was not the case. I will not. Someone spoiled who won Head of Household in the comments. I'm not going to say who it was, but they ruined it for me. And they're like, "Did you know so and so?" So when I watched on Sunday, I had to act surprised. We're not a spoiler friendly show here. I can't stand spoilers. It ruins programming for me. Something that doesn't ruin programming is getting to talk about those shows with Mr. Dominic D'Angelo, as you do every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on a plethora of platforms, including the WWE Creative _ish X account, the at Dominic D'Angelo X account, the at SE Scoops X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo and ad-free shows. I'm playing with this stupid little McDonald's toy. My kid got. It's a Hello Kitty Ninja Turtle hybrid.
What?
It's unnatural. It's against the laws of nature. It's a Hello Kitty dressed like Leonardo.
Wow.
Dude, I don't know. This is the world we live in, but we make sense of that world, and we will be making sense of that world tomorrow. Yes, apologize. We had to end a couple minutes early here, but hey, something's better than nothing. So on behalf of the best producer in all of the land of pro wrestling, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Do you have it?